Hello, Internet. I'm Steven the DM, and today we will be running the Stranger Things starter set, Hunt for the Thessal Hydra. Let's do a quick go round and have everyone introduce ourselves, starting with, how about Bert?
Hi, yes, I go by Bert. I run the Of Steam Steal and Murder podcast, and today I'm playing Will the Wise, a half-elven wizard.
Chuck?
Oh, snap. Who am I playing as? Oh, I'm Chuck of Defenders of Cobalt, and today I will be playing the cleric, Mike the Miraculous.
Matt?
Hey, I'm Matt of Chowsam's Den, and tonight I'll be playing. Who am I playing? Lucas, the Loyal.
And Seal.
I'm Seal. On the internet, I'm that one crit wonder guy, and tonight I will be playing Max the Mad, a half-orc ranger.
And that brings us back to me, Steven the DM. My name's Steven. I run a YouTube channel where I give everyone tips on how to be better at D&D. Because let's face it, we all suck at it. So this adventure is Hunt for the Thessal Hydra. I've read through it a few times. Just so we're all on the same page, it's a fairly light adventure, pretty straightforward, definitely balanced and designed for new players. I didn't want to do much prep for this adventure at all. Normally, I would put a lot of effort into an adventure I run. This one, I read through it several times, and I want to run it as vanilla as possible. So if someone else was going to pick up the starter set, this would be pretty much how it would run for them. That means that the characters are all pre-gens. I went ahead and named them after the children from Stranger Things, but the personalities will be supplied by our excellent role players here. And the rest of the adventure will be pretty straightforward. And if everyone's ready, we're going to get started.
Red 5 standing by.
Blue 1 standing by.
Chartreuse 8 here.
Gold Leader standing by.
We did not plan that, but I like it. You are standing in Sir Tristan's throne room. He owns a small keep on the borderlands, and you have known Sir Tristan for quite some time. I've been playing Diablo lately, so I'm saying Tristram instead of Tristan.
Sneaks up on you like that.
He is a kind ruler. He's been a good friend to you. He's sponsored you on several adventures before, and he has called you with a message with a request for aid. Ah, my good friends. It has been too long. I am happy to have you here again in my throne room.
What kind of stuff have we done for Sir Tristan in the past? Like just oddball adventure fetch quests?
He has sponsored you on earlier adventures.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like...
This is
Yes,
Sugar Daddy
you-
Tristan.
I need to know if we were killing zombies or bounty hunting or what.
That is a good question. You go ahead and fill in the blank.
More importantly, are we drinking friends with him? That's where it counts.
Right.
Oh, of course. You may always have ale in my hall. Help yourselves. And he claps his hands, and a servant rushes forward with tankards of ale for each of you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tristan, we always appreciate your hospitality. What is it we could do for you?
Well, I'm sure you've seen on your trip here to my keep the destruction that has been wrought upon my people. There have been several attacks by a large, dangerous creature known as a Thessal Hydra. It has attacked my village. It has attacked my keep. It spits acid that burns through the stones of my castle. Myself and my guards could not fight it off with all our might, and we need your aid to defeat this vile creature.
That
Well,
is.
of course, if people are in danger, we'll gladly help, right, fellas?
I concur.
Max is like downing this drink hardcore, but gives a thumbs up as she continues to sip on the provided.
Will looks a little dumbstruck and whispers to his nearest companion, I thought the people were just poor.
I knew I could count on you. True
That's even more
heroes,
reason.
a lot of you.
That's even more reason to help them, Will. These poor people being plagued by this Hydra. It's the
Dussel
right
Hydra,
thing to-
even.
It's the right thing to do. I am playing a paladin, by the way.
I agree. By the will of Corellian, we should help these poor souls.
Well, of course we'll help them. I just, couldn't help but noticing the similarities between a Thessala Hydra rampage and poorness.
Ah, I finally get your drift. Yes, yes. They live in quite squalor.
And if you help me on this quest, I will make sure that you do not suffer the same fate. Of course, I knew you would answer my call without even being offered payment, but I cannot let you go without saying that I will gladly reimburse you for your time.
So what? We just track this thing down, kill it, bring back its head, and get back.
Yes, I would prefer that you bring back all 8 of its heads, as I would like to have them stuffed over my throne. I think they would look good in between those 2 tapestries over there. What do you think?
That is fine. That is easy, and I'll tell you what, Tristan, you can keep my share and put it back towards building your town once again.
So, Tristan, were there survivors that we could talk to, speak to ascertain the abilities of these creatures?
Oh, yes, there are many survivors, but I can tell you everything. I fought it myself.
Oh, do tell!
It is a large, vile creature with 8 giant heads, very ape-like, monstrous heads, and the body is just a large maw. The 8 heads are connected into a giant mouth, and it spits acid at you. It bites you. I lost many good men.
So 8 heads, 1 bites, 1 spits acid. How about the rest?
Mostly duplicates after that. Every other one bites, and then every other one spits acid. It's almost like
4 bites,
acidic
4 acid
loogies.
then.
Like it just keeps clearing its throat, and then acid flies out.
That is quite disgusting.
Sounds like a very bad case of acid reflux. Will's pouring through his spell book to see what kind of spell ingredients he can get from a Thessala Hydra.
Now, of course, like I said, I would be happy to offer payment, but thankfully Lucas has said that it should all go towards the people, which, let's be honest, I wouldn't have offered if I knew you would accept it. However, I do believe that you all should take some equipment on this journey, as it is a dangerous creature, and you seem to be fairly poorly equipped. You could use the help.
I would gladly accept your aid.
Ah, yes, better equipped, better armed.
And he claps his hands yet again, and after a moment, a servant enters the room with a large chest over his shoulders. He clunks it down on the floor in front of you. Sir Tristram goes and opens it with a key from around his neck. Here we go. After rifling through, he pulls out 2 very plain leather sacks. Now these, I'm sure adventurers as smart as you know what these do.
Do we know what they do?
I don't know, do you?
Of course I know what they do, but would you be kind to explain it to my friends? They may not be familiar.
It's a bag. You put stuff in it.
Exactly. Now, these bags will actually accept quite a bit of storage space. They look small on the outside, but they're very large on the inside. And 8 Thessal Hydra heads are really going to slow you down without both of these. I do believe they're called bags of holding.
I mean, they didn't get too clever on the name, but I mean, okay.
Self-explanatory, yeah.
Sometimes you have to keep these things simple, you know?
My court enchanter was never a witty man. Now, also, to go with these, and he rifles through again. Ah, here they are. A ring for each of you. Now, these rings are specifically designed to make you harder to hit. And he offers each of you a ring of protection.
Oh, why, thank you.
This was very generous of you. Thank you.
I am nothing if not generous. However, I do have 2 more gifts. Now, which of you is better with magic? I have forgotten.
I tentatively raise my hand.
Ah, yes, Will the
Nearly
woeful?
wise.
Wise, yes, of course, wise. I knew that.
Nearly wise. Still studying.
And he pulls out a thin wooden branch that's gnarled but has orange gems that the branch seems to have grown around. To you, I offer this Wand of Magic Missile. I'm sure you're familiar with the spell.
Oh, verily.
And that has 3 charges on it right now. And I believe I know the answer to this question, but which of you is best with a great sword?
That would not be I.
That
Max is
would
gonna,
be
yeah, look
Lucas.
over at Lucas.
Of course. Very sure of himself. What have you there, friend Tristan?
This is Winter's Dark Bite. Now this is... He pulls out a great sword, extremely long, with a black metal blade. Now, this feels cold to the touch, but do not worry, it will not harm you. However, it will be especially effective against this dire beast, the Thessal Hydra.
Thank you. This will come in handy in our quest.
Max is just going to speak up and say, will arrows still work on?
Oh yes, it absolutely can be injured by normal weapons. However, my men and I am afraid we're not skillful enough to injure it ourselves.
Max
And that is the end of my gifts for you.
Idly with her arrows then when everyone else is getting cool wands and swords. And
now please, the sooner that you kill this Thessal Hydra, the sooner my people can rest in peace.
well, Sir Tristan, where did you and your men fight it? Can we go find tracks back to its lair, or?
Oh, we fought it here at my keep. All you have to do is exit through the gatehouse and you will see the tracks and acid of the battle.
That
At
would
least
answer a question or two that I had on the way in.
Yes, the devastation was... It was quite disastrous. It will take quite some time to rebuild. Now, if there are no more questions, please find this creature and bring me back my decor.
8 heads, 2 bags. You got it, boss.
we shall see
2
it
heads
done.
each.
Stand and bow.
I knew I could count on you. As the group of you turns around and leaves, it doesn't take long to get outside the keep where you can see the devastation that was wrought upon the stoneworks. There's pockets of acid that have been burned out of the stone. There's still fresh blood on the ground. The grass is shredded and torn and matted down until it's just a giant mud pile. What all are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of look around for tracks and see which way this thing lumbered off. I'm assuming you can't.
Make a survival check. Or a intelligence nature.
First roll of the game, guys. Here we go.
That's doable.
It is heading north into the mountains.
Can I make some kind of arcana check to see what I might already know about these things? Like, do they mate for life? Can we figure out if it's male or female, if it's likely to have a cache of eggs, etc.?
You could do intelligence nature.
Ooh, intelligence nature. Interesting. Okay. So if you don't have the skill, it's just based on your intelligence, or you can't do it?
No, nature is the skill. You can do it.
You can. Okay.
15's for everybody.
You really don't know too much about the creature other than what Sir Tristan described. Creatures are not known to be common in the area. It definitely is a rarity that it is here.
Fair enough.
The mountains to the north, are they like particularly craggy and stony mountains? Is it going to be forested up that way? Are we looking at like Mordor? What do we know about the local terrain?
It is mostly field, farmland, until you get closer to the mountains, and then it's lightly wooded, and then it gets very rocky and cave-like.
Okay. I would like to lead the group across the fields and toward the forest and mountains, unless anyone has anything else.
This sounds like a good plan to me.
Let's go track down the beast and stop these poor people suffering.
Question for the DM. On my character sheet, it says I've got 2 first-level spell slots expended already. Is that legit, or...?
No, you should have 2 spell slots ready to use.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
You're the cleric, right?
I am the cleric. I've got 4 for total and 2 remaining.
You have 4 first level and then 2 second level ready to use.
Coolio.
So it's a rather easy trek. For the most part, you can just follow the nearby road. The creature went through the path of least resistance. And it doesn't take long, about an hour, before you notice another traveler on the road. What appears to be a traveling priest wearing the symbol of St. Cuthbert. Oh there, have you heard the good news?
Greetings, friend.
And what news would that be?
That St. Cuthbert is ready to accept your soul as his follower.
Regrettably, I must decline. I am a servant of the god Corellian.
Oh, they made the Millennium Falcon, right?
They made the Kessel Run in a Corellian ship, yes.
I understand. Be careful out there. There have been strange creatures lately.
Strange
Such
creatures
as?
like what?
Oh, in the caves there are many creatures that they're not quite lizards, but they're not quite people.
As a priest of Cuthbert, do you spend much time hanging out in caves with giant lizard people?
I like to pummel them. It's good exercise.
Where are these caves?
You're headed right towards them, to the north.
How did you know where we were going?
Because I saw you walking towards me.
This road leads nowhere else. Telling lies, old man, lies. He's one of them.
How did you know?
I'd like to roll an insight check to see if this is the Threstle Hydra.
Nice.
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to ask if he's got a count on. Do you have a count on how many of these foes dwell in the caves?
There are dozens of them. Dozens.
And you stood up to them alone?
For
Oh
fun?
no. I just wait for the random straggler.
Does this guy look like he could handle himself in a battle?
He is carrying a cudgel,
But does
and
that
it
doesn't
has
mean
fresh
anything.
blood on it.
Okay, so he's a murderer.
Yeah.
But is he battle ready? Like, this isn't some old priest. Like, this is, like, I get the feeling this is like another cleric or
No, he's like
the
mid
adventuring.
40s, pot belly, got the friar haircut,
Okay.
and a bloody cudgel like he's been beating some meat.
Mhm.
It's an innuendo.
Well, if that's all, I should be off.
Where are you going? Where are you headed?
Sir Tristan's keep to spread
you
the
know-
good news.
Do you know him well?
I am a native of the area. I have talked with him once or twice.
He ever hire you to help clear out lizards and other stuff? Since it seems to be your
Oh no, I do that as a hobby,
On your
pure
weekends.
exercise.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna give a glance over to Lucas to see if he's getting the same like this is weird vibe that Max is.
Yeah. Lucas just kind of like nods. So. Listen. So, what's your name again?
Oh, I'm sorry, I never introduced myself. I am Doric of St. Cuthbert.
Doric, eh? And you're from here. You claim.
I do indeed claim.
And where were you coming from again?
Oh, I just encountered a troglodyte up north.
A troglodyte. But where were you coming from originally?
Up
You
north.
claim this road only goes to the cave to the north?
Oh, I never said it goes to the cave. I said it goes to the mountains.
Oh, but you knew we were headed to the cave. Because
I
we
said
were on
be
the road that
careful
went
of
to
the
the cave.
caves.
Oh, okay. Your story changes, Doric.
I have
Priest Doric.
did notice that initially you called them lizard human creatures, and now you call them by name.
I said they are
Troglodytes.
not lizards and they are not humans. They are in between. They're troglodytes. I knew the name the whole time. I assumed that you would not know the name. You do not appear to be the most intelligent.
You, sir, are quite rude.
I made an insight check. I want to read this guy's. Let's see how genuine he is being.
He is being forthright with you. He just is a little bit uncouth.
Oh.
I have the religion skill. Can I want to work in some higher questions about the Cuthbert faith to see if he actually knows.
Yeah, go ahead and improv it.
You want me to roll first and improv it based on that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing that's a fail out of 10.
No, that's about average.
So,
Okay.
You like God?
Oh, so a mendicant of Cuthbert, you say. When is the last time you have received Cuthbert's blessings? Have you given your proper donations for the day and said your abulations?
I donated troglodyte blood just this morning. I
Oh,
receive
yes,
his
yes.
blessing every day, and I give his blessing to everyone who experiences my cudgel.
Are you a mere acolyte, or are you a brother in the order, sir?
Oh, well, I'm
You
more
seem
of
to
just
not
a
be
fan.
carrying the correct sash. I mean, where is your mark of ascension here? You, being a brother, you should at least, I'm just kind of walking around him, checking out his uniform.
I'm more of just a fan. I'm not necessarily in the order.
Ah, postulate. You hope to be in the order.
Well, I would like to be in the order, yes. However, I did not pass.
Yeah, you do
The
realize that the Brotherhood considers preaching the word of Cuthbert without the proper ranking to be heresy. It's quite punishable, very harshly.
Oh, well, you look at the time. I am very, very late, and I must be going. It has been quite a pleasure to speak with you all.
Yeah, make sure you give Sir Tristan our best wish.
I will be sure not to mention you.
You wouldn't be taking alms for your blessings, would you?
He nervously hides a coin purse. No, 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 I would never. I would never.
Well, perhaps I can see it fit not to tell the local Brotherhood of your heresy.
No, no, I'm not a heretic. I have had some formal training. I have to go. I have to go. It has been a pleasure. And he begins to skirt around you to keep going south on the road.
Ah, another charlatan in the city.
We shall have to address him when this is all done.
So do we report him to the Cathedral of Cuthbert or to the Thieves Guild? I'm not actually sure what the protocol here is.
Thieves Guild would probably reward him. Cuthbert would probably hang him.
No. He is conning without a license.
He's
I'm
definitely
sure they
cutting
would.
in on their action. Any coin he makes is coin they don't.
That is a solid point. We could just report him to both.
I like it.
So continuing on northward, it doesn't take long before you can see the tracks that cross the road and begin to veer off towards the mountains, out off-road.
The Thessal Hydra tracks.
Yes, the Thessal Hydra tracks. They go through a lightly wooded area, and continuing along, eventually you come across a woodcutter chopping down a tree. Oh there. I mean no harm. I am on the Lord's business.
As are we.
Another cloth.
Do you serve Cuthbert as well?
No. I'm just a woodcutter working for Sir Tristan.
Do you live out
Hmm.
here?
Oh, I live a few miles down. My father was a woodcutter. I am a woodcutter. My grandfather was a woodcutter. Family business.
Have you seen anything strange around here the last couple of days? Like creatures with 8 heads? Anything like that?
Or priest of Sir Cuthbert.
Beating lizard men and or troglodytes?
No, I haven't seen any creatures myself. However, those tracks over there do seem kind of suspicious, pointing to the Thessal Hydra track.
You saw a track such as that and figured this is a great place to hang out and cut trees.
Well, if you notice, the tracks actually go across the widest part of the forest, which makes it easier to drag the logs back to the road.
Ah. Opportunist then.
You could say that. I prefer to just think of myself as good at my job.
You would.
You're not following those tracks, are you?
We are.
And I'm the opportunist.
We're helping a
I'm-
friend and people in need. It's the right thing to do. You are one of those people. What is your name, woodcutter?
My name is Jim.
Jim the woodcutter. Pleasure to meet you. I am Lucas the Loyal.
Lucas the Loyal. That sounds familiar. Have you worked for Sir Tristan before?
I have.
I knew it. You're the heroes.
You could say that.
I feel much safer knowing that you are on the trail.
As you should. Well, we will slay this thing. No problem. That is why Sir Tristan enrolled us.
One word of warning: be careful. And if it goes into the caves they're maze-like. They're twisting tunnels, and once you enter, you could get lost and never escape.
Have you ever been in these caves?
When I was younger, I went in once with my best friend at the time. Unfortunately, he never came back out.
And the caves are large enough for a creature such as this?
There are many caves of many different sizes.
Well, if they're mini caves, wouldn't it not fit?
I mean, there are some caves that are larger that it could fit in, and it's just a twisting network.
Are the caves naturally occurring, or were they mines or some other
Naturally
fashion?
occurring. It's very strange how nature has eaten holes into the mountains.
I see. Well, we certainly appreciate your time, but we need to get going so that, you know, we get there before it starts getting too.
I understand. I too must get back to work.
Have fun handling your wood.
And safe travels to you.
Yes, good luck, Jim the woodcutter.
And he turns back to continue sawing at the tree that he was working on. And it doesn't take long before you continue following the tracks and you find these caves that have been spoken of.
You know, Will, my favorite thing about adventuring is all the interesting characters that you... That's 2 in one day.
They were both quite peculiar, but the second one was less agitating.
All right. So Max is leading, correct?
Max is
give
lead.
me a investigation or survival check.
23.
As you check out the entrance to this cave, you can see a large amount of footprints. A network of various creatures have been in and out of this tunnel specifically. You can spot the Thessal Hydra tracks; those are the easiest, and you can also see what appears to be the tracks of an owl bear. But most concerning is that it appears as if about 25 troglodytes frequently come to and from the cave mouth.
Well, boys, I got good news, bad news, and good and bad news. The Thessal Hydra seems to be inside. So does an owlbear of all things. And it looks like our fake priest might have some truth to his story. And at least a couple dozen troglodytes, if not more, have been frequenting the place as of late.
They will be no challenge to us. They're troglodytes.
In what numbers are you speaking?
Well, as far as I can tell, just the one Hydra, only a single owlbear, and at least 2 dozen troglodytes.
Only 2 dozen? Come on now. We've had
I mean,
worse.
just going off the tracks here, there's lots of cross traffics and coming and going, so it could be more, could be less.
3
Sometimes they
dozen,
walk
4
in single
dozen.
file to hide their numbers. I don't know.
It makes no difference. And he looks at the blade that Tristan gave him and admires it. Ah, let's stop worrying about this and go slay the beast.
Maybe we could be wise against this and find some way to pit our foes against each other.
Can't say I know too much about training an owlbear, but under the circumstances, I could see how troglodytes would be more of an appetizing snack than fully armed adventurers such as ourselves.
Fighting a full Hydra should surely be safer than fighting a hungry one.
true. My bet's on the troglodytes. I bet if we can separate the crowd and get them off by themselves, they could be much easier to take down, especially by either the Hydra or the bear.
I like that idea. Should we scout out to find the locations within the caves of each one of these threats?
Sounds like a great plan to me.
Sure.
Hey, Lucas, speaking of owlbears, you know who does a
Yes.
great owlbear impression?
Who's that?
Never mind, never mind.
Oh, you got me excited there for a minute.
Another time. I headed into the cave.
I believe
I
you
will
were
follow,
supposed to
Max.
say who.
Nope. Wasn't gonna fall for it.
I am so happy he asked you that, not me, because my dumbass would have walked right into it.
So what is your marching order?
Max is up first. I was just trying to make sure that I do, in fact, have dark vision. I don't see it on my sheet, but I think half orc.
Let me check.
I don't know. To be honest, I do not. So I'm gonna need a light source. I'm a human.
Max
Do we have
does
any
not
other
have
humans?
dark vision.
Will does. I can perhaps scout a little bit further ahead, outside of the light range, so that I can give you a heads up if there's something perhaps that you don't want to see your light.
As an elf, I believe I also have dark vision.
Yes, our two elves are the only ones with dark vision.
Okay. I can also cast light for you as well. I can sneak ahead. I am going to be less in my armor. I'll be less stealthy, but I'll also be more
Oh no,
capable.
please. After you, sir.
Very well. I shall illuminate one of your guys' weapons with light, and then move forward to help scout out the path.
Yeah, go ahead and light my sword.
Very well. I light his sword.
I'd like to go ahead and cast mage armor before I go in, if that is okay.
I will allow it this time, but not next time.
Okay.
All right, so Lucas the Loyal has light on his greatsword now, right?
Correct.
And I added the greatsword to your inventory,
Character
so you
sheet.
should be able to click on it through Roll20.
Yeah, I do see it on my my items there.
Who
Don't
is
forget
behind
to-
Lucas?
Max will go behind Lucas. Gang, don't forget about your rings of protection as well if you haven't added them to
Oh,
your sheet.
yeah.
Oh, what +1?
+1 AC.
If you open your character sheet, you should be able to just drag the item out of the compendium as well.
The compendium is the eye in the circle.
Ring of protection.
All right, I'm not seeing that eye in the circle where.
The tabs on the top right.
Gotcha.
Good
So
call.
it is
Lucas,
Lucas, Max,
Yep.
and then who?
Actually, myself, I will be furthest out front, scouting ahead.
I'll bring
You're
you
going
the
even
rear.
further out, or
Yeah.
further in the front.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
right. On account of seeing in the dark.
Yes, it's a handy skill to have.
So we have Mike, Lucas, Max, and then Will, right?
Sounds good.
I'll confirm that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Mike, you go into this cave, and your dark vision takes over, and you switch over from seeing color into seeing grayscale. And it quickly becomes extremely rocky, so you can no longer make out any tracks. You're in a naturally formed cave. Just a few feet in, it widens up into a room that is a large intersection, a four-way intersection. You can go left, right, or forward. It appears that both left and right go down, and forward stays about the same elevation.
Which is the largest of the tunnels?
A brief overview would show that going left appears to be a long hallway. Going forward just dead ends into another T intersection. And then going right, you would have to go around a corner to see what lies ahead.
I'll do my best to stealth towards the right and peek around that corner.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Not horrible. Yeah.
You don't know how lucky you just got. You're
It's not
clinking
ominous.
around a little bit, and you poke your head around the corner, and you see an owl bear sleeping in the middle of the room, and it kind of starts to move around as if it kind of heard you, but it's in a deep enough sleep that it just rolls over.
It does the dog foot, scratchy thingy, and then flops.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I shit myself back to the group, and I give them a quick rundown. Like, all right, we go right. That's owlbear. So remember that. And then I'll move back forward, and you said forward goes to another T intersection. I'll move up
Correct.
to that intersection as stealthily as I can.
You get up to the T intersection, and it's pretty close to the main intersection. And going to the left gives you a curve, and if you kind of poke your head around there, you see a large room with several figures moving around. They appear to be vaguely humanoid. Whereas to the right of the T intersection, you see several more humanoids that are just standing around, milling about.
Troglodytes.
Okay. I want to go back to the initial four-way intersection and then check out the path to the left.
And he's all by himself this whole time, right? We're all just kind of hanging back while you're scouting by
Yeah,
yours-
the hallways aren't very long, so he's really only getting like 15 to 20 foot ahead of you guys.
Mhm.
So you're still very close, but he's just kind of sneaking around, poking his head around corners.
Okay.
Unless you
Yeah.
guys want to be doing something during the meantime, in which case you can.
No,
I'm okay with
I-
him scouting.
Yeah, I need Lucas's light to see, so I am
Yeah.
probably about 5 steps back from Lucas, and I got my bow ready to go in case Mike comes running back with an owlbear in tow.
Right? Yeah.
That is high probability at this point. So yeah, what do I see if I head to the path to the left?
So the pathway to the left is the longest hallway of the three, and it just gently slopes down and then curves to the right. So you'd have to go pretty far down it to be able to see where it ends.
If I get an idea that it's going to be that long, I want to go back and relay that information to the party, as well as like, friends, what should we do? To the right is an owlbear, and the path ahead tees off into two different rooms, both full of troglodytes. There is a path to the left, but that is long and slopes down. I believe it might be the path to our Hydra.
Well, we shouldn't leave creatures on our back trail. They may block us off and pose a problem.
That is a worry that I had.
But at the same time, we don't want to get too banged up fighting troglodytes and then have to go fight a hydra. We're fully rested and safe for the walk out here and not too stressed.
And alert the other creatures to our presence. If we can sneak into the heart of this cave and slay the beast, it'll be better for us.
Either that or we try to lure the beast back to the intersection. Fight it within a confined space so it can't use its size or reach. And then hopefully the troglodytes or the owlbear will join the fray.
We make enough noise, it's certainly a possibility.
Should we scout ahead to the Hydra, or what's the consensus of the group?
If we head that way, I say we do it all as a group. In fact, whatever we do from here, I say we move forward as a group rather than sending you alone deeper into the cave.
I like my chances of survival if we all go as a group. So I vote for that.
I'll be right behind you.
Agreed.
So which hallway are you going down? Left, forward, or right?
I would say left.
Either left or forward. I'm not going to start
Keeping the
shibbity
same
over
marching
in the
order?
side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll lead them forward and then take the path to the left to see if we can spot this Hydra thing.
Do we need to make stealth checks or anything?
I'm going to keep going with the stealth check that was already made.
Okay.
About halfway through the hall, Mike, you feel a little bit of a pull on your foot, and then you feel a wire snap. Quick, what are you doing?
Oh shit! I dive back towards the party.
Everyone, well, let's say Mike and Lucas, who is right behind him, make dexterity checks.
Can do.
Whew.
Oh, no.
We're
Oh.
wasting our good rolls. Well, you're not. Good rolls early on here.
21 and
Yeah.
a 9.
Yeah.
So
I jump out of the way of you flying into me.
Lucas, you see him pull the wire, and then you see the roof above is cracked and crumbling, and you're like, nope, and you immediately back up. Mike, on the other hand, was a little bit too slow on the uptake, and he will take 9
Ooh,
bludgeoning damage as a rock from the roof falls on him.
Ouch.
There's a massive as the
Money.
cave collapses. It echoes throughout the cavern. The way forward is entirely collapsed.
Mike.
Yeah, that's my fault, guys. I'll take that one.
On the upside, at least you leap back this way instead of further into the cavern. However, I have to say, I don't think that the Hydra could have come through here with that trap set in the place.
Turn around
yeah.
and prepare for either that owl bear or troglodyte to come charging up this
Oh, yeah.
tunnel to see what's going
both.
on.
Yeah.
Man.
It's good. Everyone roll initiative. As you turn around and look back at the entrance, you see 8 troglodytes come scrambling through, trying to figure out what made that massive noise.
There's no token to tie to the turn tracker.
You could technically drag your character sheet onto the map, I think. It would give you like a broken, like, no name token.
I forgot that Roll20 doesn't let you work without a token.
Hmm.
I'm gonna replace that because I'm cool.
Oh yeah, there it is. Can you add my? Can you see my icon on there to add to turn order?
Yeah, I can see you.
Matt, if you re-roll, I think you can just change the number to your initial
Gotcha.
while he rolls up all the troglodytes.
I'm gonna do the troglodytes in 4 pairs.
Okay.
How did you? So I'm dragging my character sheet. That's not me out there. It's gonna be Mike, the Miraculous.
Yeah, mine's out there.
How did you guys drag it out there? Sorry, I'm just not familiar with this.
I clicked on journal, and then I just dragged my character sheet onto the map space.
Weird.
I just did it for Lucas. You're the one to the right of the.
Okay, thank you.
It doesn't like you, man.
It's alright.
No,
I can
it's
add
just
them.
not working.
We got Mike, we got Max, we need Lucas, and who's the other one?
Will.
Will.
They both
Wise.
rolled. You
Yeah,
just
we
gotta.
rolled, but we have no tokens.
All right, what was Lucas?
15.1.
And what was Will?
4.14.
I hope I put you in as Wise, not Will.
I thought that was neat.
Semi-wise.
Approaching wisdom. In the vicinity of wisdom.
Lucas was 15.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, sorry.
All right, now that we got Roll20 working for us. Mike, you are going first. 8 troglodytes are barreling towards you.
After diving back, am I standing?
You are still standing. You jumped back and the rocks hit you, but they did not knock you prone.
Okay. I guess I'll cast my Sacred Flame at the one in the lead. That is probably a mistake, but I'm going with that mistake. That is definitely, yeah.
You hit it square in the chest.
Back, foe, as I illuminate his ass.
Anything else on your turn?
I'll move up to the front of the group with my 19 AC, and I'll hold steady there.
19 AC. What are you playing again?
Cleric.
Yes.
The 2 trogs from the back come running forward towards you, Mike. Each one is clawing and biting at you. 19 AC, you said?
19.
All right. So only one of them manages... the first one only manages to get a bite on you, doing 9 piercing. The second one does not manage to break through your armor as you parry away everything that is coming at you.
Okay. You said I took 9 damage from the first one?
5
5
piercing.
damage. Okay. That is better. Still not great. I am definitely injured, guys.
Lucas, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna charge right up there with Mikey, and I'm gonna go side by side with him, seeing that he's injured, and try to, get myself in between him and the troglodyte that attacked him, and return the favor on that troglodyte.
This is the one that was hit. No, this one was not hit. He is uninjured.
Okay, I lift my greatsword up, which is shining in the cave. And does that affect them at all, these troglodytes? The light coming off my blade?
Yes, it does. However, it is
Ooh.
not bright enough to actually cause them disadvantage, but you
Okay.
can tell that they are like shrinking away from it.
Okay, bring it up high over top my head and slash down my greatsword upon this troglodyte that just hurt my comrade.
You easily hit it and you slash it across the chest. It's severely injured, but it still has a bit of fight left in it.
That is it.
Max, you're up.
Max is going to kind of scooch away from the collapsed tunnel just a little bit and try to line up a shot on the one that was hit with the sacred flame and loose her first arrow.
You're in fairly close quarters with people in front of you, so let's say +2 AC for half cover.
Copy that. 15.
You timed your shot perfectly. It goes right in between your comrades as they're swinging and parrying, and you're going for the one that was already slashed at, right?
Yep. So Colossus Slayer would apply.
You hit him right in the eye, and he falls down dead.
I draw another arrow. And that's my turn.
No sooner does he fall down dead than more trogs rush forward, fill in the gap. Mike, they are again biting and clawing at you. You manage to block most of it out. However, one claw does manage to find a weakness in your armor, and you take 6 slashing.
Ouch.
Ooh.
I have 4 HP left.
Lucas, you have another one coming at you as well. What is your
Okay.
AC?
It is 17.
You're on a roll. You're just blocking and parrying left and right. And at this point, it's a bottleneck, so the other troglodytes are trying to file in and reach you, but they can't quite get past their own comrades.
I'm just
Will, you are up.
waving the lit sword, watching them rear away every time it gets near them.
So I'm up.
Yes.
How many trogs do I see?
You see 7, 1 dead, 1 wounded.
Okay, since we don't have like a battle mat or anything, and I expect at 3rd level I'm experienced in casting this, I want to cast Sleep far enough back that I don't catch our lead people in the front.
Absolutely. You
Okay.
can do that.
This is an excellent time for sleep.
Yeah, don't do what
All
Acadius
bottlenecked
does. Yeah.
This is perfect. And then we just walk around and coup de grace them.
I'm going to cast it at 2nd level.
Coup de grace is not a thing in 5th edition, though.
Well, if they're sleeping, we'll
2nd
just kill
level.
them. We'll just stab them.
Okay, 24 hit points worth of creatures.
The creature in the far back falls down. The rest stay standing.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Well, that's
Man.
still one less we have to fight right now.
I'm gonna have a word with Wizards of the Coast in the first fight in all their starter sets. Let me.
Mike, you're a priest, right? A cleric? I mean,
Correct, yeah.
you should heal yourself.
That is what I am going to do.
The last group of trogs notice their comrade falls asleep and he slaps him across the face. Sorry, I accidentally hit my mic there. You probably heard that.
Don't
slaps
worry,
him across the face, wakes him up, pulls him to his feet. They are now all awake again. Mike, you are up.
I am going to 2nd level cure wounds on myself. So it'll be I heal myself for 8.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
I hold steady where I am. Hopefully I can, provide some more protection for my allies before I die.
Okay. You got 2 more trogs attacking you, Mike.
You have the worst luck.
Ignore that second bite. Actually, no, I can use it for the second one.
Oh my.
Oh, 19 is your AC, right?
Yeah.
Mike's going
Wow,
down.
dude.
That's
I
great.
forgot to
20.
say that I rigged roll 20 earlier this morning.
Rolling really good.
20, a 19, a 22, and a 21 with only a 13 and a 6 missing.
So that is 13 slashing and 6 piercing.
What you need to do, Steven, whenever like a player rolls high and they always go, "Does that hit?" Knowing full well they do, you should have done that. Does a 20 hit you, Mike?
Yeah.
I do that in my home campaign because I have a paladin with massive AC.
Right.
He's got like 21 AC. So I roll like a 27. I'm like, does a 27 hit you?
Yeah.
It's the only way I get back at him.
I had a tweet about that a while ago. It's like, does a 36 hit you? Weird flex, but okay.
Sorry.
I'm down.
Mike, no!
It's all right. He's miraculous. He's got something up his sleeve.
God, I hope so.
Lucas, you are up.
Well, dang it. Okay, Can I get in between him and the troglodytes now? Like stand on his spot, like above him?
Yeah, you would just
Like, I can-
basically shift over a square.
I'm like sealing that. I'm at the front of the bottleneck now, so they can't go forward. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna lay on hands him.
Okay. For how much are you healing him?
I'm just reading it right now. Sorry, I didn't
No
expect
worries.
him to
No
drop,
worries.
and I've never played a paladin. It's all new to me. So restore a total of number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So that's 15, right?
You can
Yeah,
select
but you
how
can
much
do-
juice. Like you could literally boop him for 1 or the whole 15. Like it's up to you how much you
Oh,
want to.
let's do 15. He needs it.
I
That
certainly
means you
do.
won't be able to do lay on hands again until you do a long rest.
Oh, and I'm a human. Okay. You're doing this to me. Okay. This is the first fight.
When I went down, did that extinguish my light?
Light
Ooh.
is not concentration, is it?
That's a good question.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, if it's not concentration, it's fine. You're not dead yet.
Okay, I'm going to give you I'm gonna give you 1 hit point.
Okay.
1 hit point to wake you up, and yeah, I'm gonna stand over him and just kind of kick him behind me. And
The
I
other
will,
thing is, though, once he wakes up, you can no longer occupy his square.
I mean, if he's still laying down.
crawl away, Mike, because it does take an action to get up from being prone, doesn't it? So he is still
It's
down
half
on the
of
ground.
his movement action.
Right.
It's just half his movement speed. So theoretically, once he's conscious, he can do reactions. So if someone moves away from him, he can attack again. He is still occupying that square. He's just prone. I normally wouldn't be nitpicky. I'm just trying to play by the rules for this one, for the starter set.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I'm just 1 hit point, and I'm he's there, eh? If I dragged him away from the square that I was in before I moved into that square, would they get an attack of opportunity on his buddy or on me? They get an attack of opportunity on me. I don't care.
They would on you,
Yeah,
not on
sure.
him.
Swing it.
However, I think with your action being lay on hands, you would not be able to drag him away.
Okay.
Like that was already your action.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. So I can't heal him and occupy his space.
I'll just play dead and hopefully they'll ignore me.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So if he's just gonna lie there, can I stand on his spot? Is that fine? If I wake him up?
Yeah, we'll go for it for now.
Okay. So he gets 1 hit point and I'm standing over him.
Okay. Max, you're up.
I am just going to pick one of the trogs that I have the closest or the clearest line of sight on, who's hopefully close to the front lines there, and loose an arrow with a 16 to hit.
That hits.
As far as I know, they were not damaged, so just 8 damage.
Colossus Slayer only works once per combat.
No, it has to be below its hit point max.
Oh, right. There was one that was hit with a Sacred Flame. You
That's
could
the
aim
one-
for it, but he would have cover. If
That's
you
the
wanted
one
to, you could
I
try that.
shot last round, I thought.
No,
Oh,
that
did
was
he
a-
get a second one off?
that was
Eh.
it. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just going to attack that one.
Okay, no problem. Anything else on your turn?
If I can scooch back and give more room to the frontliners, then I scooched forward away
Yeah.
from the rubble before, but now that people are crawling over each other, I'll scooch back in.
Yeah, you can do that. There is about 5 to 10 foot of leeway.
Okay, and that's me.
Lucas, you have 2 troglodytes that are biting and clawing at you now.
Okay.
20 AC, you said?
No, 17.
17. Oh. Well, still only 1 hit.
Okay.
You parry and slash. Most of it hits your armor and bounces off. You take 5 slashing from 1 claw.
Okay.
Now, I believe Will was in the back of the marching order, correct?
Yes.
He would be in between Max and then the two frontliners right now. And since Lucas is standing over Mike, a few other troglodytes are rushing past Lucas to attack Will. Eesh.
Yeah, Will's current AC is 16.
I will say that Lucas, you get an attack of opportunity on one of those troglodytes. We'll say it's the first one.
All right, sounds good. Seven points of damage to the troglodyte.
Good hit. Good hit.
Thank you.
But he does still keep going, and he hits Will for 3 slashing, and then the other one hits like a train.
Whoa.
Game's rigged, fellas.
Woo! It's gonna be a short session.
I'm down.
Yeah, that's 15 slashing and 6 piercing.
Yeah, I'm down.
Man.
Guys, I swear I am playing this as written.
It's okay. Hey, this is part of the game. I'm okay with it. If we all die, TPK first encounter.
Yeah, you know, I'm okay with that.
Will, it's your turn, so make a death save for me.
Is there a button for that somewhere?
Yeah, it's on your character sheet. Should
I see
be
it. Okay.
in the middle.
Nice.
Heyo.
Done. Look at that.
That counts as 2 successes, right?
Now he
Crit
becomes conscious
returned.
on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 1 hit point.
Ow.
Will the Miraculous.
I'll give that title over.
And then the trogs in the back still cannot push their way forward. Mike, you are up. You're going to have to shove Lucas out of the way if you want to stay.
Or can he crawl between my legs?
He can crawl. I'm being
cower
familiar.
away.
While I am laying on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and, from my position underneath, I'm going to give you a little pat on the bum and give you a shield of faith.
Thanks, buddy.
That's a 2 to AC, and then I'm going to crawl to the back of the group and just weep for a little bit.
What a miracle.
Yeah, that's my turn. Yeah.
We've adventured for a long time together. This isn't the first time.
Lucas, you got 2 more trogs attacking you. And you're at 19 AC now, correct?
Yes, I am.
Again, you managed to block and parry. Only 1 bite manages to get through and sink into your flesh for 5 pierce.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
I am going to return the blow, hopefully, to the one that just bit me. Now I'm going to ask, does a 13 hit?
A 13 does hit.
Oh, and 12 slashing damage. Cut this thing right in half. I'm gonna it bit me. I'm gonna cut its head in half right at the jaw.
So as its teeth are still locked into you, you feel this rage and you just bring your sword down and cleave it. And its upper jaw hangs into your flesh for a second before falling down with the rest of its body.
That is it for my turn. I'm still at the front now. I'm the one.
Yes, you are still at the front.
Yep, perfect. That's where I want to be.
Max, you're up.
You said there was one that was hit with a sacred flame?
There are now 3 that are damaged.
Okay, I will line up the cleanest shot on one of those and let 20 for 5 piercing damage plus 1 on my Colossus Slayer.
It was already wounded. It took a slice across the chest from Lucas earlier, and it's just enough to put it down.
Yes.
Ready another arrow and keep this train going.
There are now only 5 left. one of them severely wounded, one mildly wounded. They do begin rushing forward. We have 2 that are on Will, and one of them is going to attack Will on the ground. Sorry, buddy.
I like that the one with
They
advantage.
have
will-
advantage, and they both rolled crits on you because of the advantage.
Yeah.
So you are unconscious again, and then the second one just gives you a failed death save.
Okay, so I will start it with 1 failed death save on my next turn for doing the death save rolls. Gotcha.
Correct. And then the other Trog is going to file forward and attack Max.
Jesus,
Does a 24 hit
Steven.
you? That's 6 slashing on Max. The Trogs in the back are filing forward towards Lucas. It took the place of the one that died. I believe it does not hit you. The other one is still in the back. And Will, I need you to make a death save. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, that's cool, man. Okay, that's a fail, so that's 2 fails.
2 failed. Will is close to death, guys.
He's spasming on the floor like a fish out of water.
Those guys are dead.
Is he within? Is he somewhere where I can reach him?
He's about 10 foot away from you. You could shuffle forward, yeah. He's
Okay,
closer to Mike than he is to you.
Just making sure if I need to get up there and try to hit. I wanted to make sure I had a clean line to walk, basically.
Yeah, you'd be going over Mike's body, who's still crying on the ground. Lucas, you are.
All right, sorry, I had to unmute everything here because it sounded like a herd of elephants were charging upstairs. Okay, I'm going to swing my great sword at the closest one, dealing a whopping 13 damage to it.
That is an instant kill on a healthy troglodyte.
Ha ha ha! Lucas lets out a cry.
You just bring your sword down and you cleave it in 2 from shoulder to groin. Anything else on your turn?
Bring on the Hydra! He shouts. Nope, that's it.
Max, you're up.
Being, greatly inspired now that Lucas is putting some oomph into downing these guys as well, Max is going to give out a half-orc roar, and I should have probably rolled before I tried to look like a bad. Shooting one of the other wounded ones for 15.
That's a hit.
Oh, yeah, I totally should have
That
considered
is
you.
just enough to kill it. It had 7 damage and it has 13 HP.
Wait, what?
You actually aimed for the injury that it already had, and your arrow goes through and through the soft spot in its natural hide, pierces some vital organ, and it falls to the ground bleeding.
I follow up with a secondary roar and in my.
All right, so these trogs are further in the back. One of them will be moving on from Will and will be attacking Mike on the ground. Did we skip Mike on that last turn?
Maybe
I deleted your token somehow.
Oh
I
man.
think so.
Mike, you want to go now?
Yeah, I want to go now. I would like to stand up. It's a horrible mistake. Then I want to, as a bonus action, I want to healing word Will. And I might as well, use up my last level 2 slot. And then I heal him for 5. And then with my standard action, I grab him by the back of his robe and drag him farthest away from harm as I possibly can.
Since we've adventured together before, I'm expecting he's got like this little woven handle on the back of his robe since this has happened so often.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Ah, that was it. Max deleted my token. What a jerk.
That guy.
I was trying to help. I made tokens for everyone on the fly. What do you want from me?
It's all right. It's all right. So we are at the two trogs in the back, one of which will be attacking Mike, one of which will be attacking Max. First one's going towards Mike. Mike, what is your AC?
It is 19.
So one bite hits you for 4 piercing. Max,
Yeah.
what's your AC?
My AC is 17.
And one bite hits you for 3 piercing.
I had 1 HP still, so I'm down again.
Sorry. Will, you are up, though. You have 2 trogs nearby, but there are only 3 left.
Okay, are any of them injured?
One is very mildly burned.
Okay, I am going to cast Magic Missile. Use a level 2
On the
slot.
injured one?
How many can I make? Is these 3 darts? Is it more per level if I use a different level up?
Yes, it should be in the spell description.
Yes, sorry, let me read it real quick here. Okay, so it gives me 4. So I will put I will put 3 into the one that's injured. Well, no, we'll put 2 and 2. So 2 in the one that's injured and 2 in a friend. Will that work?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. You actually have to roll it for each missile. Roll 20 is weird. Like,
Okay, so that's 1. Hold on a second.
no worries. Magic missile just throws off roll 20 every time.
I don't know why they couldn't have like programmed it into the actual damage instead of making you click the spell 3.
5, 3, 5, and 5.
There we go.
Pow, 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 pow.
8,
Each
1,
one
and
hits
10 into
center
the other.
force on into the troglodytes. You said 2 on each, right?
Correct.
One of the troglodytes is looking extremely wounded. He's got a dislocated shoulder. He's hobbling now. He's the one who was burned earlier. The other one, it blasted him away, and he's still standing, but you can tell you really hurt him. Anything else on your turn?
No, I don't really have any half move things, so I'm just going to sit there gasping at my wounds. That's a sucking chest wound.
Mike, give me a death save.
Okay. That's just a D20, right?
Yeah.
I know that. I just don't know where it's on the character sheet. Let's do. Oh, that
is
sucks.
First fail for the healer.
Yeah.
All right, there's one more troglodyte towards the front that's attacking Lucas. 21 bite hits you for 3 piercing. Max, you're up. Did your initiative change, Max?
No, I've been at 15 the whole game.
Oh,
I just switched between Lucas and Max. I think we both had a 15,
Yeah,
and Lucas
okay.
was first. So it
Gotcha.
doesn't matter who goes first. Both have 15.
Okay, we'll go with Max right now.
I have one adjacent to me, correct?
Yes, you do, within melee range.
Yeah, the one stabbing at me. In that case, I'm going to drop my bow, pull out my short sword, and try to stab it back. 19 to hit for 8, and if he's been wounded, another 1.
That kills it. How do you want to kill it?
I just want a nice good slash across its torso and up, and then I bring the sword back down into kind of its collarbone and kick it off my blade.
And it falls to a slump on the floor. Lucas, you're up. The one next to you is very injured. But there's also one in the middle of the group that you could reach with some minor maneuvering.
Does Max need to have maneuvered on my turn to get in melee range of another?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I skipped over. Because you guys haven't been moving. That's not my fault.
It's fine.
It's entirely your fault that I forget that you get more than one action.
I'm going to move so that I can swing next turn.
Got it. Lucas?
Do I still have some at the bottleneck with me?
You have one person at the bottleneck and then one person that got past you.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one at the bottleneck. Ooh, that's not good.
That
is a swing and a miss.
That was not the best roll. Anything else?
Nope, I'm going to stand my ground against it.
All right, we have the one that got past the bottleneck that will be attacking Max, charging at it. What's your AC?
One hit for 6.
There you go. William. Will?
Sorry, it was not off. Okay, so how many are left?
2 left. One near you is looking pretty healthy. One near Lucas is not so healthy.
Okay, the one near me, I'm going to cast Magic Missile at regular level. So 3 missiles. Boo. 10 points.
Pop, pop, pop. Each one hits its mark just like you've cast it 1,000 times. You dislocate a shoulder, dislocate a jaw. It falls down dead in front of you. Mike, you got another death save in you?
We'll find out. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Mike is 1 death save away, guys.
That's bad.
The last troglodyte is fighting to the death. However, it does not manage to get anything on you, Lucas. Max, you're up.
Screw it. I'm going to run forward and attack the final one with my sword. 20 for 5.
That's enough to kill it already.
Plus Colossus Slayer for 3.
As it's focused on Lucas, you just run up and stab your sword in the back of its head, and it falls down. You pull your sword back out, and there's a gush of blood.
I'm going to do a quick listen up the hall to make sure that more aren't coming, and if not, I'm rushing over to help. How many people do we have on the ground at this?
You have a couple on the ground, but only one dying.
Just who's dying? Will?
Yep, that's...
Will. Yeah.
All right, Will, I'm going to lay on hands.
No, I'm not dying. I
No,
have 5
Mike.
hit points.
Mike is dying. The cleric is dying.
Mike, I will lay on hands another hit point to you.
Nice. I have a single hit point and am no longer dying.
So that's the first combat, guys. I have to admit that I accidentally messed something up on this combat. I forgot that troglodytes have stench, and that if you start within 5 feet of them, you have to make a con save or be poisoned until the start of your next turn.
That would have been the TPK.
So, fortunately, I forgot about that.
Happy accidents. Happy accidents.
You are now in a hallway with troglodyte bodies surrounding you. You have a cave-in behind you and a intersection in front of you. What all are you doing?
Healing myself.
I'm going to drag a couple of the troglodytes away from the collapsed area so that if need be, we can sit down for a breather and not be sitting on corpses.
We
I'm
have
gonna
an
drag
owl
the-
bear to contend with, and the blood here might be bringing it. Perhaps we should exit before we rest.
Chuck, before you do all that,
Oh. Okay.
Max, as you're beginning to move bodies, you notice that a few of them had vials tucked into their loincloths, and they do not smell very good. However, there is some sort of liquid inside them that seems very intriguing to you.
like blood viscosity or like pure liquid like water.
It's a potion of some sort.
I'll see if I recognize it. You want an investigation or an arcana?
Investigation.
12.
You recognize the vanilla aroma of a healing potion.
I will begin to pass those out to the two much more wounded members of the party. Gents,
It
they
just so
don't.
happens that there were 4 of them.
Oh, hey. Well, in that case, I'm going to give all 4 of them to the 2 wounded members of the party. And
Well, there's 3 of us wounded, isn't there?
I took a scrape, but based on
Sure.
other folks' hit points, I was going to let Max and Will start and then go from there.
I am injured as well, but yeah, let them top themselves up.
Yeah.
Fellas, they don't smell the greatest, but here's a couple of healing potions if you want to.
Yeah, I throw mine back.
They taste like grandmother's cookies.
Mm-mm. If grandmother were a troglodyte?
Implying she wasn't.
You might be diseased from the bottle. Just kidding.
How many dice does it have?
Definitely should have wiped that off before drinking it.
2d4
I believe it's
plus
2d4
2.
plus 2. Yep.
I gave 2 to each y'all, so I don't know if you want to. I don't
I
know
am
if y'all
taking
want to.
only one and handing the other one to our paladin, who is a bit scraped.
Thank you. How much did 2d4 plus 2?
Correct.
Okay.
Max, you are uninjured, correct?
That is not correct. I just realized that last hit I didn't hit. I'm at 13 of 28, so I will. Yeah, I'll drink one.
Yeah.
In this, we can still take a short rest and roll hit dice to regain hit points. Or did they change that in this?
No, you can roll hit dice on a short rest, yes.
Okay. I am
Yeah.
just suggesting to the party that we may not want to rest here, as the blood may draw the owlbear.
The owlbear?
Yeah, let's disappear into the tree line at least for a bit and sit down for a breather. I am not going to drink my potion if we're taking a.
I still drink my potion. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I drank my
Okay.
potion. I committed. I did it. No going
There you
back.
go. Short rest, guys.
Short rest.
So you make your way out the entrance of the cave, which isn't that hard because it was only about 25 feet away. And you move a bit further into the tree line. You make sure that you're moving away from the tracks that you discovered outside of the cave. You go to a path that has not been explored or beaten down. You have to beat through some shrubs and push back some vines and undergrowth, but you get about a mile or so away, half a mile to a mile away, and you feel like you're pretty confident you're in a safe enough place to rest.
Okay.
I will
Short
use
rest.
them hit dice.
So we can roll as many hit dice as we want, or can only roll one hit die.
You have
Just
up to 3. You can roll as many as you want.
And it's hit die plus con, correct?
Yeah, if you click on hit die, it does the math for you.
Oh, that works. So I'm back up to full. I'm also going to use my arcane recovery to recover 1 level 2 spell.
Why does it say you all have D4 for hit dice?
Yeah, I just
don't.
noticed
I was
that.
just looking at that as well.
That can't be something I did.
I don't know. It says it on the stats of the sheets, like the actual gear page.
What the heck?
Ranger is a D8, I think. I'm gonna re-roll mine if you don't mind.
Ranger is a D10.
Oh yeah, sweet. So I need to re-roll anyway.
Cleric is a D8.
8.
Right.
Wizard is a D6, and Paladin is a D10. Thank you, Roll20, for that.
Yeah, that's curious. Want to know something funny? I rolled higher on 2d4 than I did on 2d.
All right, has everyone rolled hit dice?
Yes.
I have. Yeah.
Yes.
I am still going to go ahead and cure wounds myself as well.
Okay.
Just once.
You take a nice breather, gather your thoughts, think about how you almost died, polish the blood off your armor, clean yourselves up as best you can. You feel ready and reinvigorated.
Actually, can I not do that last cure wounds? I was looking at my speed for some dumb reason for my max HP.
Yeah, take it back.
All right.
Mike the Miraculous. It's not even in the same box, man.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing, man. That last hit die put me 1 over. So, I don't know.
Don't you have a 35 speed too?
I
Oh,
do.
You were looking at that.
That's what I
max.
was. I thought my max HP was 35. I don't know. Yeah, one of them days, man.
You went down one too many times, I think.
Yeah, I got a head injury, man.
So what are you guys doing?
We're going back in.
Going back in.
Dust ourselves off, and
Then we're gonna
a
go
little
punch
bit
an
more
owlbear.
You're heroes. This is what you do.
Are we going after the owlbear now?
No, we're gonna go check those rooms those trogs just cleared out, right, fellas?
That is a better idea. Don't listen to me. I have a concussion.
Why do we want to mess with an
Well,
owlbear? Yeah, let's go to the
until
troglodyte
the
rooms.
next trap goes off and then owlbear comes stomping up.
Yeah.
We should make sure we got somebody keeping an eye out behind us as we move forward. I think.
So a short rest is about an hour. Is that correct?
Yes, it's an hour.
All right. I want to make sure my armor spell is still up.
I thought you said you
You're
could see
good.
in
You
the-
got about just under 7 hours.
Yeah.
I thought you said you could see in the dark, Mike. What was that all about?
I can see great in the dark, but my thinking capabilities is about the same between light and dark. A little on the slow side.
So after the short trek back, you make your way back to the cave. It appears exactly as you left it, with a group of bodies in that first entryway. You can no longer go left. That is a dead end. You can go forward into the T intersection or right to the owlbear.
We don't hear any signs of stirring from the owlbear.
Make an investigation.
Not perception.
Not perception.
15.
You do not see any signs that the owlbear has moved.
To the T.
Is the marching order the same as last time? With Mike in the front?
Max will take up the rear.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Light has worn off on the sword as well. Are we recasting it?
Yeah, I can recast that.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. You make your way to the intersection. You look to the right where the troglodytes were milling about. It's an empty room. If you peer to the left around the curve, you see that there is still a group of humanoids that are lying and resting in the room ahead.
Okay. I fall back to the party and relay the information. Did I get any kind of rough count on how many were resting?
Make an investigation.
You got it.
Without getting closer, there's just too much blocked. The room expands beyond the hallway, so you can see at least 3 or 4, but there is a good chance there's
Okay. So yeah, I fall back. The room ahead to the right is empty, but the room to the left has at least 4 resting creatures within, but I could not make out their exact numbers or if they were indeed troglodytes.
Mike. Again, the seeing in the dark thing that you keep claiming you can do.
You know, I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 4. It could have been 2. I'm kind of seeing doubles right now. Yeah.
Well, let's just keep an extra eye peeled for any traps and not have them rush us from behind again. How about?
Sounds like a solid plan.
At least this time, if, we set something up, we won't have as many coming at us from behind. Just an owlbear.
Just one. Well, yeah, that's better.
So, which direction are you guys going?
Whichever one Mike takes
Yeah,
us
Mike.
in.
Mike,
Yeah.
which way you leading us, buddy?
We're fighting the foes. Let's go to the left.
Whoa. Okay.
Mike, are you trying to be stealthy or are you just waltzing in?
Oh man, that's a great question.
He wants me to shoot him, boss?
Well, you can't see that far, can you?
I cannot.
I got an idea. I'll
Uh-oh.
move my light over to your arrow. Go shoot your arrow, or is that a bad idea?
I just wanted to ask the DM a question real quick. Do you care about arrows? Should I be tracking them? I know I shot 2 in the last fight. Are you doing 50% recovery or anything weird?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and cast light on an arrow.
Okay, and then you shoot at them, or in that direction. Actually, I have a
giveaway.
well. Once we start attacking, it's going to give our location away. Unless you guys want to sneak up and try and stab them in their sleep, but
Now, are they sleeping or
sleeping,
resting?
Mike?
Yeah, are they sleeping or resting? There's two different there.
they were in resting positions. I tend to sleep while I rest.
Mike is a napper.
I'm a napper.
Mike, you're not helping us here. Either way, they're gonna know we're coming. If we charge in there, or even if we try to sneak, they'll probably detect us. If we fire an arrow in there, it'll illuminate the room for the 2 of us at least, who can't see in the dark.
Yeah. I could also illuminate I have a crossbow. I could light one of my quarrels and shoot it in there, since I can actually see where I'm shooting.
Let's do that. That sounds
Yeah,
like
that's
the
a
first
good
good
idea.
idea,
Yeah.
Mike.
You know what?
Actually,
You just
Not
gotta.
to put a dampener on things, but if you are in light, you can't see outside of the darkness. It's only once you're in the dark that you turn on your dark vision.
Then I guess I have to attack the darkness.
All right.
Look
Are you
at where
attempting
one's
to
at.
shoot at one that's prone right now, or are you just shooting into the room?
I want to try as best I can. I want to make the shot count, so I want to shoot at one that's prone.
All right. Roll with disadvantage.
8.
Your bolt is just a bit low, and it clinks into the ground and bounces up harmlessly. And then you hear, and there's just a flurry of commotion as at least 10 troglodytes begin moving around the room and running away from you towards your left. There appears to be some sort of room or opening that they are huddling into. You cannot really see without moving further into the room.
Well, I have scared them off. They were cowards.
I have to take his word for it because I can't see. Okay, well, which way then, Mike?
They went deeper into a room towards the left.
No, which way do we go? You've scared them away. They're no longer a threat. Where should we go?
Oh, we can go. Yeah.
You're not instilling me with a lot of confidence
Yeah,
here, Mike.
Mike, I thought you scared them away.
I
Lead
did.
on.
Okay. We can go check out the room, the empty troglodyte room, see if there's a way forward there.
You must have hit them really good.
I thought you scared them away. That would mean we have 2 empty troglodyte.
You are quite good at the mathematics.
How did Mike get elected leader of this group? That's what I want to know.
Because
He's got a
the
great AC and
ranger can't see in the dark for some reason.
Yeah, I am definitely a cleric out of my element here.
There's not been a vote of no confidence or anything.
Okay.
So are you going to the new
Give me the light.
empty room or the old empty room?
Old empty room. Give me the light. Max is sick of this, and she's stomping out up front. I don't care what's lit, whether it's like.
I do believe most of you have torches too. Just throwing that.
Yeah,
out.
but I can't torch and bow at the same time.
What do you want me to light?
Tip of the bow.
Let me read my stuff here. I don't have anything. Give me a rock, right? Light a rock for me, and I'll pick up a rock off the floor if I can find one. And I'm gonna
make
proceed.
an investigation with disadvantage because you can't see.
Nothing is lit right now.
I'm joking. You find a rock.
Just bump
Oh,
Will.
never mind.
Aren't
You do not find a rock.
Will, get me a rock.
Here.
All right, you found a rock.
I light the rock.
With my new flashlight, I'm, take off into the first emptied room and see what I'm looking at.
So you throw the light in there, and you can tell that the room opens up a bit, and it continues on in a downward slope. The tunnel goes down, and poking your head in just a little bit, you can see that there is a tunnel to the right as well.
So the room itself goes down, but there's also a side shaft to the.
The room itself is fairly flat. There's a tunnel on the other side of the room that goes down, and then there's a side shaft to the.
I'm gonna motion to the group to follow me, and I'm gonna start to. I'm trying to keep myself as quiet as possible, and I'm heading into the tunnel to the right. I'm kind of like bullseye lanterning the light, like it's not completely out in the open, but I'm holding it in one hand and my bow in the other.
Make a stealth check.
Nice.
22.
You're in the middle of the room. You feel pretty confident. There's no one around. You move a little bit further, and you can hear a low snoring coming from the tunnel on the right. And then looking forward, you can't actually see where that tunnel goes because it's too steep. You'd have to slide down it.
Clarification. One thing snoring, multiple things snoring, large things snoring, tiny things.
Large thing snoring.
On the tunnel to the right.
Yes.
I will tiptoe back to the group and hey, something huge is asleep down the tunnel to the right. Do we want to go that way, or should we press for the tunnel on the far side?
Maybe it's the Hydra. We should take a closer look.
The tunnel to the right, that's not the owlbear tunnel, is it?
It loops like it could go back around that way, but I don't know. And I will attempt to sneak up on the sleeping owl.
Using the
And-
same stealth check, you go around the room and you can tell indeed that it is the sleeping owlbear.
This is like cartoon funny at this point as I like piano tiptoe back to the group to be like, yup, it's the owlbear. Every room we're going to go into, we're going to have to worry about this thing coming up behind us. Let's go. let's go straight ahead. And I will head back to the straight ahead tunnel with my light and bow in hand.
The tunnel where the trogs were recently cleared out. That's the one you're going towards?
We're standing in my mind in the room that was cleared out to begin with and heading straight through it to the tunnel that sloped down was too steep.
So you do a bit of a controlled descent down the slope. It's not so bad that you wouldn't be able to climb back up, but it would be difficult to climb back up. You go down and there is an altar, a statue that's very roughly carved of a ugly frog-like creature. And in front of the altar, you see a few pieces, and from the smell, you can tell it's rotten meat. And a little bit of glitter from your light is coming from the altar as well.
I want to make sure that there's nothing in here. Like, give a good look and listen, check the ceiling, and then I'm going to scooch forward towards this altar to see what shineth in the dark.
Moving forward into the room, you can see that there is a tunnel to your left now that appears to actually be carved out. It's smooth walls, smooth floors. And then there is another tunnel to your right that slopes down yet again. Moving forward to the altar, you can see that there is a stone tray that holds the rotten meat and then a few coins and gems.
How big are these gems?
Small.
Okay. If I'm fairly confident that there's nothing in the room, once the group kind of makes its way in here, I'm gonna, say, okay, well, they apparently pray to whatever this thing is. Which way now? And I will point out the tunnels before us.
Should we smash it?
Seems like that would make a bunch of needless noise. It's something that we can consider on the way out of here, but I'm liking the stealthy approach.
How solid is it?
Rock.
Is it on a pedestal?
Is
it attached? Is it one big piece of stone?
It's one giant piece of stone. Yeah, it's basically a boulder that's been roughly hewn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll leave it for now, but we'll take care of this on our way out.
I agree with that.
And you must have really scared those troglodytes away, Mike.
You know, I am quite a fierce opponent when unexpected.
So intimidating.
I'm proud of you, Mike.
Thanks. That's the one thing my father never said.
So you have a slope down into another room. You have the slope going up from where you came from, and then you have the actual carved out hallway with a door in front of it.
Gentlemen.
You're the tracker. Which way?
There's no tracks. And Max like wide arm sweeping motion across the room to like emphasize that we were standing on a carved stone floor. And she's just gonna like give one of those eye rolls that turns into a complete head roll as she turns around and stomps off towards the
Okay.
carved tunnel with a door. And I'm going to check for tripwires as I head towards the door.
Investigation.
God, I've sucked at them all so far.
Just gonna turn to Mike, be like, can't Max like smell things or something like that? And how do trackers work?
It's the smelling of things sounds logical.
I rolled a 2.
Well, she does not smell any traps, that is for sure. The way appears to be completely safe. The door itself is just a thick wooden door. It does not appear to be locked.
I will press my... I'm not going to like actually touch it. I want to turn like I'm going to press my ear up against the door and give a...
Using that same investigation, you do not hear anything.
Confident that there is nothing beyond, I'm going to creak the door open to
The door actually is very well oiled. It doesn't creak as it opens, and it just smoothly pulls towards you. You see yet another carved hallway with what appears to be several intersections at various points. It's about a 5 foot by 5 foot, 5 foot wide and about 10 foot tall. And it could go on for maybe 50 foot until it corners.
Once the group catches up to me, I'm going to say, you know, our fake priest or whatever it was he said he said that these caves were all natural. He didn't say anything about a bunch of, carved tunnels down here.
Well, he also said he was a priest, and that wasn't true.
He was a man of many lies.
All right. Well, after this Hydra, do we want to head into these tunnels, or should we head back into the cave itself?
From the description that Sir Tristan gave us, would this tunnel be large enough for the Hydra to pass through?
It is possible it could squeeze through.
But the other tunnels that we came from, they were much larger.
They were a bit larger, yeah. Not by too much.
Also, would the Hydra have been able to make it past the troglodytes, or vice versa?
Maybe it scares them and they go running as if somebody had shot a single glowing bolt.
Yeah.
Or maybe they worship it and they went to inform it.
Their weird frog statue, did it look anything like a Hydra?
No, it looked like a frog.
Okay.
I would like to kind of inspect and think on that weird statue, see if it strikes me as any kind of religion that I'm familiar with.
Religion check.
Yeah, actually, I have religion too. Would you mind if I do that as well?
You can help him and give him advantage.
Okay. Well, there you go. He made it anyway.
There we go.
Yeah, your first thought is the dark god Laugzed, which troglodytes are well known for worshipping. Frog-like god known for disease and decay, often found in swamps.
But no correlation between that deity and hydras.
You've never heard of a correlation between the two, and you are very confident about it.
Okay, I can work with that.
Hey, I was close on the spelling.
Good enough for today.
I will take my light and head to the first intersection in the man-made tunnel.
Is the rest of the group going with you?
I
I'm
am
gonna-
following, but before you go, Max, I just remembered that I have the cantrip guidance at my disposal. So I cast guidance on you, and the next time you make an ability check, within the next minute, you can add a d4 to your roll.
Fairly confident that I am now awesome. I move forward to the first intersection. How far down the hallway is?
About 10 foot. Your group moves in. The door behind you slides shut.
No, not again!
Not again.
Again.
Slam. Well,
Well,
that
that
just
was
happened.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Is there a big frog god in front of us now?
Nope, you're still in the same hallway, just with closed door behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to open the door.
It opens right back up into another hallway that looks very similar to the one that you're in.
Similar, but definitely different.
Yeah, this one goes about 1 second. Goes about 40 feet, and then it has a 4-way intersection.
So the door closed, we opened it, and it now looks like a different hallway?
Yes.
Okay, just getting that straight. All right. I did
That-
hear that correctly.
That definitely seems outside of the capabilities of a troglodyte, I think.
Does it feel any motion at all?
Nope. You're just in a plain old hallway.
All right.
Close the door.
I
and
want to
open it.
make some kind of mark before you do that, just so we can keep track. So, like on the wall or something, I'm going to scratch like the number 1, numeral 1, just right outside of the door in the hallway.
Okay.
Can I pick up like a large rock and put it as like a door jam so it can't close again?
There are no more rocks because you're in a hallway. You have the one that's got a light spell on it.
Yeah. That's a thing. Okay, let me just check my gear. What do I have that I can leave behind? I'll just take
You
my
should have a few.
torch.
Yep.
Take my torch and wedge it in there.
The door is very well wedged.
Got 10 torches. All right. Sacrifice a torch. Down to 9.
Now, where are you guys going? You continuing the same direction?
Tell me about the original hallway. I walked forward to an intersection, but is it a 4-way intersection or?
So it was just a left turn. So you're at a T intersection. You can keep going straight or you can go left. And it looks like it goes about 20 feet and then it turns right.
So the left turn goes 20 feet and then turns right.
Correct.
I'm going to stay straight and lead the group straight.
Your next intersection is a right turn that goes about 25 feet before turning right.
No doors?
No doors.
It was a which way turn?
A right turn, and then it turns right. Someone's drawing a map.
Are we going
Should we
in
put another
circles?
marking here? Yeah, should we put another marking here that we've been here? At the
Yeah, I'm going to take that upon myself and just start marking intersections.
I'm going to keep leading the group straight, do my right, and now what?
There is a left turn as your next intersection. It's a T intersection that goes left, and it goes about 15 feet before turning left again.
The left turns left.
Yes.
And what about the straight?
Going straight, it's a dead end T intersection that goes left and right. And you got about 15 foot on either side before it turns and continues the same direction as the hallway you're in. So the left would turn right and the right would turn left. Right?
Right. This is complicated.
I've actually drawn a swastika, I'm pretty sure.
Well, don't do that. This isn't that kind of podcast.
I'm just saying, I'm basing it off of what you're telling me here.
We love everyone here.
All right, gang. I got a T intersection, a left and left. It does not appear that any of these hallways are like looping back on themselves yet. I've seen no repetitions. What do we think?
I think we should check out the first left. Try to leave as few openings behind us as possible.
Well, if we go that way, wouldn't these openings just be behind us? I'm messing with you, Mike. Concussion. And I slap him on the back and I head back to the first.
All right, so you go back and you take a now right, and then you follow that hallway. And after that turn, it goes about 15 feet, and then it has a 4-way intersection.
Okay.
At the end, if you continue that hallway, it goes about another 20 foot, and then it takes a left. And once you go into the intersection, you see that they both turn right after about 10 foot.
Now I'm pretty sure I'm drawing a swastika. I turn right in the 4-way and walk to the right turn and look to see if it seems to head back on the hallway we were just. Like I am right here.
No, actually, it goes about 30 foot straight, and then it takes a left.
Was there 30 feet between the right turn before the intersection and the intersection?
That's a good question.
Well, I go back to the intersection and I look to see if there was 30 feet between that corner and that intersection.
There was 15 foot.
I turn to the group and say, something's fucky.
You think?
Back to the door?
Back to the door.
Wait, back to the door?
Yeah.
You mean when you try to get back to that main hallway, you see a shambling group of undead at the end of a 50-foot hallway.
Kill them.
But not
Everyone
the original
needs
hallway.
to roll initiative. Not the original hallway.
They're 50 feet away from us, though, yeah? They're not even... Okay. Close, but not that close.
They are shambling towards you.
It's completely dark in here aside from my light.
Yes, but the light travels a bit more in the... It kind of reflects a little bit off the stone.
No, I'm making sure that they're not carrying lights, there's not torches on the wall,
they're
anything to go. I gave everyone tokens, by the way.
I saw.
I rolled the same thing I did last time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to be known as Will the Slow from here on out.
Max, there are 8 skeletons shambling towards you.
I shoot one. 13 to hit.
Yes, you do. You break a hole through its ribs, but the animation keeps compelling it towards you. You go to the back of the group. Mike, you are up.
I move towards and you said they were 50 feet from us?
Mhm.
About, yeah.
I move my full movement, so 35 feet. Yep. And then I present my holy symbol and I do my prayer, and then I turn undead.
Yeah, pop that up on screen for us, will you?
Not 100% sure that we have a will in the tournament.
Hey.
He's one of the faceless ones.
Hang
He's
on a second.
11.14 if you hover over, isn't he?
No,
Oh,
I
he
rolled
was
6.
point something again.
Oh, yeah.
What was his initiative?
6.14. I had a token selected that time.
It's all right, we got you in there.
Hang on a second. It did not auto-populate into the field.
We're looking for just the description?
Yeah.
I'll just click it on mine.
There we go.
All right, so that uses a channel of divinity. They're 15 feet away from you, so they can all hear you.
Chuck, when you mouse over it next to its name, you'll see the little speech bubble pop up.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What is the DC? That should be in your spells at the top.
Yeah, that is a 12.
All right, so the first group continues shambling towards you, and then the 3 other groups begin to back away and turn away.
Nice.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I just stand there with my symbol, ready to defend myself.
All right, Lucas, you got 2 skeletons coming towards you and 6 running away. What are you doing?
And then they're still 50 feet away. I'll move. I'll do double move and get up there. That'll be my turn.
All right, so you brush past Mike. You are now in the front.
Yep. And that's it for me.
Most of the groups are moving away right now as quickly as possible. The 2 that are still there swing their swords at you, Lucas. I believe one of them hits you for 8 piercing.
Okay.
And Will, you are up.
All right, I am going to cast one of my cantrips, Ray of Frost.
That does not hit.
Bah. Yeah, no follow-up actions. That's all.
Max, that brings us back to you. If you want to shoot, we're going to say half cover because there are so many bodies in the way.
That's what I was about to ask. Also, did the one that I shoot get scared off, or is the
No,
group
that
that's
is
up-
still shambling towards you.
Okay, with Lucas now firmly in the lead, I'm going to scooch ahead of the other folks. Call it my full 30, so that I'm about 20 feet behind Lucas, and loose an arrow at that, and shoot Lucas in the back.
Oh.
Actually, I think that doesn't even shoot Lucas. Don't you have to still meet his AC, but miss on the target?
I was joking. I would have to look into the actual rules on.
I'm pretty sure you were shooting a bad arrow. There was a crack down the
It's okay. You can say shaft on the screen.
shaft. I couldn't think of the word. There was a crack down the shaft, and it split as you fired and just went off into the wall.
I curse in Orcish and draw another arrow, and that's where my.
Mikey.
Okay. There's still a group moving towards us, so I will pull out my mace and attack the one closest.
You're not actually going to be able to get in melee because it's so close. It's 5 foot. You're not going to be able to push past Lucas.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. I'll pull out my light crossbow and see if I can get a clear shot off.
+2 AC because I have cover.
Okay.
That hits.
Nice.
That was the one that was already hit by Max's arrow, and it just shatters and crumples into a pile of bones on the ground.
Begone, undead fiend. And then I hang tight for the end of my turn.
Lucas, you got one more skeleton next to you. The rest are running away.
All right. Take a swing. Make it count. Is that a hit?
Just barely.
10 damage. The great sword.
Your sword slashes through, and it actually cleaves the skeleton in 2. However, the powerful necromancy spell keeps it in the air, so the head and shoulders are still there, but it no longer has a torso.
Undead fiend.
The rest of the skeletons are moving as far away as possible into the end of the hallway, and then that little chunk of a skeleton is swinging at you and manages to hit you, Lucas, for 6 piercing. Will, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna fire off another freezing bolt at one closest. Hey, how about that?
That hits even with the cover. And
Okay,
that it
like the
kill it.
cold, but it also slows its movement.
Well, it's dead, so it's going pretty slow now.
Okay.
The few remaining bones that were hovering in the air just crumple into a frosty pile on the ground.
Yeah, no follow-up.
Max, there are 6 skeletons that are running away.
I'm going to step up right alongside Luke and attempt to fire past him at the skeleton closest. Cool.
Go for it.
18 to hit for 3 damage.
It just chinks off the bone, but as it does, the skeleton turns back around and begins to focus on you yet again.
I grin a toothy grin, and I take a few steps back, call it 10 feet back from Luke.
Mike,
And that's my
you're up.
turn.
I want to move up enough so I can get a shot at the one that's turned back.
You could
my...
now easily get in front, so there's no more cover.
Okay, then I'll move in front, take my shot, and then I'll plan to retreat back. There we go.
Your shot hits the skull and shatters it, and the rest of the body just crumples onto the ground. There are now 3 dead skeletons.
Nice. Yep, then I move back so we can all press forward as a group.
Lucas, there are 5 skeletons left, but they are quite a ways away now.
How far away?
About 80 foot.
Okay. I will let them flee and say, hey, Mike, kind of in rough shape here. Anything you can do about that?
I sure can. Are we still in initiative?
The next 3 turns are skeletons, and they are each going to go around a corner. About 100 foot down is where that final intersection is, and they take a left and disappear around the corner. Is everyone good not chasing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to chase, but I'm going to stand here and be ready. I'm mentally painting this hallway in my mind, though. We're at the T intersection that we came back through when we turned around and came back into what we thought would be the original hallway, and it is not. But we're in a
now
T
it's
intersection.
going about 150 to 170 foot down, yes.
What about the other way of the T?
The direction you came from?
Well, like, we were at a T intersection. We went around the corner to where we realized it was a maze. And so we came back. So we would be coming up to a T again, right?
The skeletons took a left at a T intersection. You came around from a left corner.
Okay, so we're at a corner, not a T.
Correct.
Okay. Once the group does their healing and stuff like that, I'm going to pick up my rock and move forward towards the T.
Lucas, 9 as I
Thank
cast
you.
healing words. Where does that put you at?
That puts me at 18 out of 23. I'm in good shape.
Fantastic. I am ready to
Thank-
proceed.
I will walk up to the T intersection and glance around to the left to see if I can see the skeleton.
To the left. It goes about 30 foot and then has another left turn. To the right is a dead end about 40 foot down.
Completely looks like a dead end.
Completely looks like a dead end.
I will walk down to the dead end and kind of give a check to make sure there's not any hidden doors or anything crazy.
Roll a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. There's no trap. There's nothing there.
All right. I walk back to the group and say, well, they went that way. Looks like this is a dead end, though. But that doesn't really fix our whole fact that we're in some kind of weird nightmare maze.
Yeah, nothing here is making sense.
It hurts my
So,
head.
what do we do, Will the Wise? Is this one of those things where we're supposed to walk backwards or something like that? That's how these things work, right?
Can I use my arcane knowledge to try and figure out if this is like a spell loop or something like that?
You could roll Arcana to see if you've ever heard of a spell being used this way or a place being enchanted this way. Yes.
17.
It brings up a vague memory of the enchanted labyrinths you've heard of being built far to the west. The labyrinths are ever changing and they're meant to get people lost for eternity.
Can I remember if there is some kind of key, some kind of route that you're... So what I'm thinking is the Trogs live in this area. I mean, perhaps they had some kind of device or some kind of navigation map that, they always know to turn, right, left or something like that. Would that fall upon the knowledge I have? Or am
You're
I
fairly
thinking...
confident that each labyrinth would be different. This is just similar to what you've heard of. However, of the labyrinths you have heard of, there has never been such a key.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I'm
so I
thinking
you know,
that
I'm
the
talking
Trogs who were dumb enough to come in the maze never came back, and the smart ones figured out they shouldn't come in.
Could be. Is there any indication that the hallways have been used recently?
Investigation.
15?
The only indication you can see of people in movement is what you have left yourselves.
Okay, so I'm going to point that out. Looks like the Trogs haven't left a trail through here, so maybe you're right. Perhaps they know better than to come this way.
No signs of the skeletons in the dust or anything?
None.
Just our own prints that I can tell.
Okay, well, I suppose that gives us only two options then. Press forward and wander forever, or go back and wander forever. So, what do you think?
It would indicate, though, that if our mission is to take out the Hydra, it certainly could not have come this way.
Right.
Well, that doesn't really do us any good now that we're trapped in a maze for all eternity, does it?
Yeah, our objective is certainly shifted from destruction to survival.
Well, correct, but let us try to backtrack the way we've been marking our places. Let's try to go back the way we've come. See if we can get out of this thing instead of going forward.
But Will, that's just what the maze wants you to think.
I refuse to believe the maze is anthropomorphized. It doesn't know anything. You hear me, maze?
All right.
make-
Well,
it's making us
I think
crack.
it's just important that we don't lose sight of each other, because I would hate to round the corner and then attempt to come back to meet you and be in another hallway. So let's just everyone stay within sight of everyone.
I think that's a wise idea.
Yeah, either there's a key or it's completely random. So if we go back the exact way we came, we can at least figure that out.
So always right turns until otherwise needed.
Let's
Sure.
not stay right I mean, we've marked every time we've passed, right? Just in case that's changed too, let's just follow our marks.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. See if our marks are still accurate, if even there.
Are our marks even still on the wall?
The ones that you have left in this area are still there, yes.
We head back as far as the marks will take us, I suppose. Because that was the problem, is we came back into the original hallway and then split off that first left. But when we came back to the original hallway, it was not the original hallway. So the only marks that we had outside of this was it was originally on a left for us, but we turned around, so it was a right. And then we took a right and we came to an intersection and we went, oh no. And then we turned around and came back. So if we followed our marks, it would only go out of, it was originally a left turn for us. So now that we're back tracing, it would be a right turn and then would have been a 4-way stop there. So once we round that corner, what are we looking at?
Well, here's the thing. When you begin to start moving back, you notice that the hallway has gotten much shorter than it was before. And it dead ends with a left turn and a door about 5 foot past the left turn.
Is the door closed?
The door is closed.
Does it look like the same door?
It looks like the same door.
Is
Is there
there
a torch lying near the door?
It is closed. There is no torch. There are no marks.
I walk up and I listen at the door.
Hang on. I want to cast guidance on you. So if you want, you can add a D4 to any
To
ability
your
checks.
investigation.
I will wait on that D4 and stick with my 9.
You hear the door
Sounds like
being
a
a door.
pine. I open the door.
You find a hallway that goes 30 foot straight and then dead ends.
I hear dice being rolled for randomly generating this hall.
I didn't want to say anything, but me too. I heard him back in the original like swastika joke area, and I was like, "Oh no!"
No torch on the other side of the door?
No torch.
Hmm.
No marks.
Everyone
marks
stay on
either.
this side of the door. I close the door and I open.
So you just close it and open it again?
I opened it. We looked at 30 feet and then a dead end, and I told no one to go through it. And I closed it and I opened it.
You see 30 feet in a dead end.
All right, everyone through the door, and I get everyone through the door, and then I close the door and I open the door and look back. So that we're in a 30-foot hallway with a door.
I just want to.
You see a 50-foot hallway and then a dead end.
Okay, everyone through the door, and I shuffle everyone through the door, and I close the door, and I open the door.
So you were on a 30-foot dead end, and then you go through the door into the 50-foot dead end.
I wait on it, and I close it, and I open it again. Like, feel free to mark all you want, will and stuff like that, but I just, yeah.
It goes 20 foot forward, and then it's a 4-way intersection.
Ugh.
Can we investigate the door? Like,
Yeah.
are there any magical sigils on the door? Is there anything odd
Arcana?
about the door?
Yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana or Investigation, your call.
How much
12.
of a gap is there underneath the door between the bottom of the door and the floor?
About a half inch. And it appears to be an absolutely normal door.
I want to pull my rope out. That makes the third time I've pulled it out this stream. And I want to tie a fairly large knot in the end and kind of tuck that underneath the door. And then while I want to close the door, remaining on the side with everyone else, and see if my knot survives the door being closed.
You
Close
pull
the
at the
door,
rope,
and
and
I
it's
open the door.
stuck on a knot, so it does not come out from under the door.
Okay, well,
I,
that's something.
I open the door.
You see a four-way intersection.
I close the door and then open it again really quick.
You see a knot in a four-way intersection.
Good job. You broke the door.
Well, that's, at least it's not changing on us anymore.
Does a door have a handle?
It's got a ring.
Okay. Tie your rope to the door and then let's go forward to the intersection.
And then close it with the rope, like yank the rope.
Just so that we have the door. We don't round a corner and lose the door.
Okay, I tie my rope to the ring on the door.
And then we move forward like some kind of crazy people group to the intersection and look down the side hall.
Yeah.
So moving forward, it goes another 40 foot in front of you. Taking a left, it goes about 30 foot and then takes another left. And then looking right, it goes about 25 foot and then is another four-way intersection. And you have used about half of your rope to get this far.
Okay, gang.
I don't know.
I unspool my rope and I hand my rope to Mike and I run forward to the next four-way.
I
What's
lash
at
the ropes
four-way?
together, yeah.
All right, so Max is at the next four-way by herself?
Squarely affixed to the rope, which is going back to Mike. And I have not broke line of sight with the group that's in the first four, which also has line of sight to the door.
Oh, man.
Roll them dice, Steven. hit me with
I'm sorry, I just need 1 second here.
This is worse than the shape trap.
Good news. You go to the intersection and you look to your right and you see a knight at the far end of a long hallway, 60 feet from the group.
A knight.
Not a knight statue, a knight.
A living knight?
Oh, good lady. I bet you're having a fun time.
I give one of those like look around and like, wait, me? Even though I'm the only person here.
Of course you.
I break line of sight by stepping back towards my group. And then I step back into the intersection and see if there's still a knight.
Hello? Can you
So,
speak, young lady?
So, Crazy May.
Sorry, I cut out there. I didn't hear you.
Max like stepped back into the intersection, and when he said, "Can you speak?" I was like, so Crazy Maze, right?
Not if you're crazy too.
Considering the current situation of running through hallways strapped with a rope around me, I think we're quickly approaching that point. Okay, bye. And I walk back to the group and say, "There's a weird laughing knight that direction."
Usually I would advise a friendly approach, but in this situation, I am not opposed to strike first, ask questions never.
You just want to attack this guy? Maybe we should find out where he came from.
I hand Lucas my rope.
Okay, I'll take the rope and walk forward to the junction.
Stay within sight.
Raises his thumb up in the air.
I'll be like 10 feet behind Lucas.
So I'll make my way with the rope up to the intersection. Is there a knight standing there?
There is a knight standing there, and he's just kind of staring at the ceiling.
Hello.
And go away.
Y- Excuse me? You want me to go away?
I don't like talking to you. Bring back the other one.
Who are you?
I'm the lost knight.
Well, how do we get unlost? Because I'm the lost paladin.
That you are. But like I said, I don't want to talk to you.
All right, I'll lean back. Max is only 10 feet away. Max! Max, get up here!
I walk forward to the intersection, but I keep one hand on the rope.
Oh, my good lady.
What, you didn't want to talk to Luke?
He seemed like a goody two-shoes.
Well, you're not wrong.
He's my friend. You're going to insult my friend?
Yes, I think I will.
He claims
I
to
can
be the
smell
lost
him
knight.
from over here.
Smell me? I smell divine.
You smell like troglodyte.
Well, I wasn't going to mention it, but
I'm going to shout back to the other two standing in intersection 1 and say, he's making fun of the way we smell. And I'm going to see if the knight reacts to that at all.
He does not.
How long have you
So-
been lost in here, knight?
So, good lady.
I don't,
I'm
I
going.
don't,
I'm going back 10 feet, and I'll keep an eye backwards towards the other guys.
Do you not
So
wish for
annoying.
my help in slaying your monster? I can
No.
aid your quest.
well, what monster would that be?
The Thessal Hydra.
How do you know about the Thessal Hydra?
Why else would you be here?
Because I'm stuck in a maze that doesn't end?
I have 2 riddles. You solve the first, I'll tell you the second.
Well, what if the second one's the easier one? Is this the riddle?
You're going to have to catch me. And he runs around the corner and begins
Oh.
singing.
Oh no!
What is he singing?
At my heels you nip, in this game we play. But cursed is the maze and lost am I. So who's chasing whom? Oh, who's to say? The front is the back. Hello's goodbye.
I let him take off running, and I turn to Luke and say he's lost his damn mind.
Let's go back to the door.
Okay.
Let's run back to the door with the others.
Do we see a knight at the door?
Is the door open, or is it still closed?
The door is still closed. The knot is still there because you have had line of sight to it between the chain of you.
Can we hear singing coming from the other side of the door?
You can.
Do we open it, guys?
Yes.
Max, you open it. He likes you.
Yes. Yeah, I opened the door, but I'm staying right here with the whole group, and we've got like 100 feet of rope spooled around her. If
Alright,
I
so
open
you're
the
opening the door?
Yes, do I see a knight?
You see a knight standing in a doorway at the far side of a large room.
I shout goodbye to him.
Oh, phooey, you solved it too easy. Well, now you have to find the second riddle. Can you finish my collection? And he gestures to the side of the room that has 2 shelves. Each has 2 small statues, and it has 3 shelves. The first 2 have small statues, and the third one only has 1 statue. And then he goes through the other door and closes it behind him.
The 3 shelves, you say 2 have small statues. Are they the top 2 or the bottom 2?
Top 2.
Okay.
Hmm.
Door gang, rope gang. How far away are the shelves?
The shelves are just like 5 to 10 foot away.
Okay. What are the statues of?
Shelf 1 has a man with a crown and then a statue of a bag of coins. Shelf 2 has a woman with a crown and then a statue of a jar of honey. Shelf 3 has a common woman wearing an apron in an empty space. And as soon as you go to inspect the statues, a table appears behind you. The table is covered with many small statues, including a cake, a pie, a spinning wheel, a basket of laundry, a plate of steak, a toy soldier, a sword, and 24 sculptures of crows.
Okay, that was a lot of shit, and I did my best to type. But I got king, bag, coin, queen, honey, common, crows, pies,
Spindle.
and that's about spindle. Yeah.
There was a statue of laundry, you said?
Yes, a basket of laundry. All right, so shelf 1 is a man with a crown and then a bag of coins.
Mm-hmm.
Shelf 2 is a woman with a crown and then a jar of honey. Shelf 3 is a common woman with an apron and then an empty space for a second statue. You got all that part?
Yeah, I'm on board there.
I need to know my choices on the table, though.
Cake, pie, spinning wheel, laundry, steak, toy soldier, sword, and 24 sculptures of crows.
Man. If I had to take a vote, my vote would be on the laundry. Like it's the thing that people think about the most, maybe. King thinks about his money, the queen thinks about sweets and the finer things in life, and the working woman is just thinking about the next chore, or the working person is thinking of the next chore they have to do.
I don't know.
I do reserve the right to be wrong on that.
All right, well, I would rule out cake and pie because they're pretty much the same thing.
I'll agree.
Laundry seems like the obvious.
I'm going to have to fight you on that one. Cake and pie are vastly different.
Well, if you think about it in the way of like if a person would desire something like, right? Like, so cake and
I'm
pie,
thinking about it in the
interchangeable.
way that I desire cake and pie.
I agree with that.
There's somebody in my flight who every Thanksgiving makes a cake pie combination thing. It's 3 pies baked inside of a cake. So think on that first.
Sounds amazing and deadly.
Yeah, it's literally 3 pies stacked on top of each other, baked inside of a cake. So knock yourself. All right, so
bag of coins, honey.
Oh, come on
Max-
now. You can hear it from the other side of the door.
Max is sitting here like trying to rhyme money, honey, laundry. No, that doesn't work. She's like working it out like out loud as she's staring at everything on the table. Don't lose sight of that door, guys.
Even a child would know.
Is it 24 individual statues of crows, or is it like one statue?
Individual, yes.
Oh, okay. A murder of crows.
If you only put one up there, it's only attempted murder.
Can the statues of the queen, the king, the bag of honey, and the money, or whatever, the honey and the bag of money, can those be moved, or are those fixed in place?
Are you trying to move them?
No, I'm just looking at them.
They're not like affixed.
You can't tell without picking it up.
Yeah. You want me to be the one to touch it?
Sure.
I pick up the king.
You are now holding a king.
Okay.
I
So
said
even the bag of
king.
coin and the honey can be moved. It's not necessarily might not be the right answer. I don't know.
I take away the pot of honey and I put the king next to the.
Does the room fill with poisonous gas?
Oh, I'm sorry. There was no reaction.
See, this is what I miss about playing in person is because I would be staring at Steven to see what the reaction was, but I have no feedback. I just had 5 seconds of silence. Like, am I?
Sorry, I was staring right back.
What will we put together? A king and a queen, a common woman and a soldier, and a cake and a pie? Like, what would you put together?
I put the king back in his spot and I put the honey back in its.
Soldier and a sword?
Oh,
Or-
come on now. You're overthinking it. 4
Yeah.
and 20 statues of blackbirds. Come on now.
Oh, what's the nursery rhyme?
I don't know. I didn't have that kind of parents. Also, as a person, I actually don't know that rhyme.
Sing a song of sixpence.
I don't actually know it, like, as a human.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm on that too.
Yeah, I actually didn't know it either till I looked it up. I'm honestly surprised that Bert said, "Oh, what's that nursery rhyme?" I never would have thought you'd known it. But feel free to look it up.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
go
so
Google it.
sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? So
With
a
the
pie
pie
was set
and the
before the
king.
king. The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. Along came a blackbird and snipped off her nose. So hanging out the clothes.
Whoa!
It is laundry. Look at that.
laundry.
Mike.
I was right too. It took off her fucking nose. What kind of shit is that?
Nursery rhymes are dark.
They
And
sure
it
as
just
shit
ends
are.
there. Like, it doesn't go into any further detail. It just ends with this snipping of the nose.
Man, I'm glad I'm right, but I do feel bad for that mate.
Are you
I
gonna
put the laundry on the shelf while still
Rearrange
holding
the ones.
firmly.
Rearrange the ones
Well,
you moved already.
Yeah, I did that before we
Okay.
started being taunted by the night.
The knight opens the door, and you see a long hallway that is filled with mist at the end of the hall.
I tell the night goodbye again.
Goodbyes, hello. You solved it.
Are we free to leave the maze then?
You are, however, you may not like where you are going. You see, this labyrinth is not part of your world.
What world is
It's
it?
on its own demi-plane.
So where does the mist go?
Well, you see, the Thessal Hydra has been using this demi-plane to go into the Upside Down.
Oh. And here's where the Stranger Things tie-in comes.
Yeah, I had that thought a while back when shit started getting wonky.
Okay.
Have I heard of the Upside Down before?
Make an Arcana check.
7.
You have not.
Why does the Thessal Hydra want to be upside down?
I don't know. You'll have to ask it.
Is it up ahead in that door, on the other side of that door?
Go right on ahead.
I rake all of the pieces not on the shelf into my backpack.
Into your backpack or bag of holding?
My Max's backpack.
You now have all the pieces, including the ones on the shelves?
I didn't take them off the shelf, no. I wasn't going to be a dick.
You now have 31 statues in your backpack.
Okay.
They all weigh a pound each.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go fight this Hydra. Let's slay the Hydra.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait. First, hug it out. Hug it out. And the knight goes to hug you, Lucas.
Ugh.
Well, at least he wants to be friends.
Yeah, you didn't like me before.
I've always liked you. You're a lot nicer than that other one. She's kind of mean.
You speak opposites.
Oh, what now? Why are you still here? Go on, get going.
I attempt to fist bump the knight on the way through the door.
He grabs it.
I shake it like we were shaking hands and keep walking.
Oh man, that's
All right. I'm going down the hallway to the door.
Stay together as a group. Hold on to the rope.
I got the
Now,
rope.
Holding on.
Let me ask you this, guys. How long do you want to keep playing? Because we are going to have to break this into 2 sessions. This is a good natural stopping point if you want to end it at 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're about halfway through the adventure.
Let's do that. If this is a good point, jumping off point,
yeah,
let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Awesome.
Okay, then.
Nice. So we'll be back next Sunday?
Same time?
Same time.
Yeah, that'll work.
Same place.
Very nice.
Okay.
So,
Strange channel.
a weird fake priest man, a lumberjack.
And I just want to say that I ran this like 98% true to the book.
Was it Cuthbert? It was Cuthbert, wasn't it?
Was the 2% the troglodyte font?
The 2% was me naming the traveling priest.
And
forgetting about the troglodyte stench.
Oh.
But there is a traveling priest in the book.
Oh.
And Jim the woodsman.
And a woodsman that does not have a name.
Well, I don't care what nobody says. I'm having fun so far, even with my personality-less ranger, who I'm doing my best to play like a character I think Max would be playing if the boys forced her to play this nerd.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good so far.
I've been enjoying my head injury. Yeah.
You guys did skip a little bit of the dungeon at the beginning, and I think that'll help us in the end. It'll help finish the adventure a little bit quicker. This is one of those adventures that if you guys wanted to do everything, it could take like 10 to 12 hours. But if you like streamline it, it could be done in 4 hours.
Okay.
I feel like the original starter set is that way too, because you can totally get to the town and skip all the side quests and just press straight for dwarf things. I don't want to spoil anything since we're doing starter set things, but like you can not do a ton of side quests and just brute force your way into final dungeon territory and cut like 5 sessions to like 3 sessions.
I agree a little bit. However, with this book, it's not really cutting out side quests. It's just cutting out mindless combat that's just been like put into the book.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm saying that both starter sets, if what you're saying is true, then both starter sets aren't linear in the sense that you have to do everything. Like you can't say, well, this is going to take 4 hours because group A is going to do X, Y, and Z, and group B is going to spend 2 hours doing X, but also do X, Y, Z, A, Q, and 3.
I got a dog squeaking next to me. Sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm looking through right now, and you guys skipped, I want to say, a possible 7 or 8 combats.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's significant.
But the thing is, none of those really added to the story. Like you're still on track with the story, and you've experienced everything you need to experience.
Also, tell Mav hi.
So not trying to pull back the curtain too much, but you're right on track with where you're supposed to be. But
Well,
there's
sweet.
just there's a surprising amount of combat in here, especially when 8 troglodytes can do that much damage.
Right.
Yeah, I was getting a little stressed there as we ended up in a dead end with, nearly half a dozen and more troglodytes bearing down on us and flooring our 18 and 19 armor class guys
Right.
because they were all rolling 24s, and I was like stuck in the back with
Yeah.
my back to the rocks going, okay, I got like 2 heals on a good day.
And a sleep spell that only took out 1 Trog
Yeah.
for 24
Yeah.
hit points.
Yeah, which
It's like,
was
what?
immediately slapped away.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got 13 hit points. So if you rolled a 26, you would have got 2.
Mm. Yeah, I was definitely expecting to get up there with my 19 AC and to be able to, hold
Dig.
out.
Part of that was
Yeah.
me rolling well too.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's actually the second battle you could have had with 8 troglodytes. And then there was one more battle that you could have possibly fought 15 if you had been aggressive.
Oh wow, that would have been bad.
That would have been bad. So yeah, I'm shocked at how many chances it's given you to die so far instead of
Right.
easing you into.
Hey, well, it's doing a good job of replicating like classic D&D in that sense, Very
True,
lethal.
Yes.
true.
Classic dungeon crawl.
Although for new players, I'm not sure you want that.
The lethality.
Well,
Mhm.
the lethality, and I could also see new players getting really frustrated over the maze bits
Maze.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of classic too, though. I mean, the TV show, they're playing 1980s Dungeons and Dragons, which was very much this.
Well, I agree entirely. Like that, I agree. I'm just thinking of new players, in 2019.
I think when it comes to those kind of things, it's always good to have some sort of puzzle-y type thing in there. I have a whole spiel on this I should go into sometime and actually like record it. But like with the maze, it's important to have a thing like that where you can let them mindlessly bash their heads against the wall for a little bit, but that you can pull them out at any point if you need, because the DM at that point can hopefully have the forethought to be like, dude, it's been 45 minutes and they're still lost in a maze. You turn the corner and there's the door, and when they open the door, they're at the night or whatever. Like some way
Yeah.
that you can just hack a back door into they're not getting it. I can say, okay, they've had a half hour. Like they're not sitting there at a puzzle and you have to hand them the answer. They think that they eventually figured it out or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and I rolled the night fairly quickly too. I was committed to doing the rolls like just exactly as they come because I wanted to see how long it would actually take you to get through the labyrinth. And if I hadn't rolled the night that quickly, you probably could have spent twice as long there. However, a good DM would know when to like, okay, like they've had it with this labyrinth. And I guess the more annoying thing about the labyrinth is that no matter what you guys do, you cannot solve it on your own.
You have to
Oh.
get to the night. The night's the one out.
The night is randomly generated, and the DM could, just hand wave and say he's there,
Just
but the night is
inject it.
the only way out of the labyrinth.
Interesting.
That's rough.
Hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording there and get ready to shut down because first day back to work after a week off tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sign off my stream too. So, thanks for
night.
watching.